60 minutes a day can change your life. Do you wonder why some people grow fast in life while others stay stuck? The secret is simple. Spend just 60 minutes a day, make you expert in anything. This simple method will help you learn faster, build valuable skills, and transform your life in just 1 year. Do you wonder why some people grow fast in life while others stay stuck? The secret is simple. Spend just 60 minutes a day. Whether you want to improve your English, grow in your career, or simply change your life, just 60 minutes a day can make the difference. Listen, read, or speak daily, and watch how fast you move forward while others stay stuck. Today, I want to share with you a story of one of the most successful people in the world, Bill Gates, and how his love for reading and constant learning shaped his success. His story is not only inspiring for business or technology, but also a powerful lesson for improving your own English and developing your mind. Let's dive into story. Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, is often described as a genius. But the truth is, his genius didn't just appear overnight. From a very young age, he had one powerful habit. He read constantly. Gates would spend hours and hours with books, sometimes finishing entire volumes in just a few days. Why did he read so much? Because he believed that reading is the fastest way to learn from other people's knowledge. Instead of waiting years to gain experience, a book allows you to walk through the journey of a scientist, a leader, or a thinker in just a few hours. This habit gave him a huge advantage. When other teenagers were busy with distractions, Gates was building a library inside his mind, and that library later helped him create ideas that changed the world. Now, what can we learn from this? Just like Bill Gates built his knowledge through reading, you can build your fluency in English through daily reading and listening. Every new story, every new sentence, and every new word is like a small brick. Over time, those bricks become a strong foundation. Reading in English improves not only your vocabulary, but also your imagination. It makes your mind flexible, allowing you to understand different ways of thinking. Listening, on the other hand, trains your ears to recognize sounds, accents, and natural expressions. Together, reading and listening sharpen both your language skills and your brain power. When you combine these habits, just like Bill Gates did with his books, you begin to think faster, speak more clearly, and express your ideas with confidence. Language is not only about communication, it's about shaping the way you think. The more you feed your mind with stories, the more powerful your thoughts and your future will become. So remember, 1 hour a day can transform your English, just as hours of reading transformed Bill Gates's life. This is just the beginning of his story. There is so much more to learn from his journey. Early life. Improve your English fluency 1 hour a day, and it can change your life. Think about it. Just 60 minutes of listening, reading, or practicing English daily. That single habit can sharpen your mind, strengthen your confidence, and even reshape your future. And to prove how powerful daily learning can be, let's begin the story of a man whose life shows us the value of curiosity and knowledge. Bill Gates. His journey is not only about computers and Microsoft, it's about how a love for reading and learning built the foundation for his success, and how you can use the same approach to improve your English. Early life. Bill Gates was born in Seattle, Washington in 1955. From the beginning, he was different from many other children. While most kids his age enjoyed sports or outdoor games, young Bill often found himself drawn to books. He wasn't just a casual reader. He read with intensity, curiosity, and passion. His parents quickly noticed this unusual interest. Gates would spend hours sitting in libraries, exploring everything from history to science. He even carried books to the dinner table, so much that his family had to make a rule. No reading at meals. Why did he read so much? Because books gave him something precious: knowledge and imagination. Through books, Gates could travel to places he had never seen, meet people he had never known, and discover ideas far bigger than his own world. Connection to English learning. Now, let's connect this to your journey of learning English. Bill Gates's story shows us that success is not about memorizing facts, but about feeding the mind every single day. He built his future through reading, and you can build your English fluency the same way. When you read in English, you are not just learning words, you are training your brain to think in a new language. You absorb sentence patterns, improve your grammar naturally, and grow your vocabulary without forcing it. When you listen in English, you sharpen your ear to different accents and natural expressions. Slowly, your brain becomes comfortable with the rhythm of the language, just as Gates became comfortable with complex ideas through constant reading. Think of it like this: every story you read, every podcast you listen to, and every page you complete is another step toward fluency. And just like Gates built a mental library of knowledge, you can build a mental library of English. Bill Gates's early life is a reminder that greatness begins with small daily habits. For him, it was reading books. For you, it can be reading and listening in English for just 1 hour a day. This is the starting point of his story, and of yours, because the more you feed your mind, the stronger it becomes. This was part 1, Introduction and Early Life, how reading shaped Bill Gates's youth. In part 2, we will explore how Gates transformed this love of knowledge into action, creating Microsoft and facing the challenges of building something the world had never seen before. In part 1, we discovered how Bill Gates built a strong foundation through his love of reading. Books expanded his imagination, trained his mind, and prepared him for the challenges of the future. But knowledge alone is never enough. The real question is, how do you use that knowledge? For Bill Gates, the answer came when he combined his curiosity with action. This is the story of how he and his friend Paul Allen created Microsoft, a company that changed not only technology, but the entire world. The discovery of computers. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, computers were very different from what we know today. They were huge, expensive machines that only universities and big companies could afford. Most people never even saw one in their lives. But when Gates was a teenager, something extraordinary happened. His school purchased access to a computer terminal. It was rare, it was expensive, and it was revolutionary. Gates and his friend Paul Allen quickly became fascinated. They would spend hours, sometimes all night, experimenting with code, writing small programs, and learning how these machines worked. At first, it was just curiosity, but soon it became clear. Computers were not just tools for businesses, they were the future. And Gates wanted to be part of that future. Taking risks, Harvard and the big decision. After high school, Bill Gates entered Harvard University, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. But even while studying there, his heart was with computers. In 1975, Gates and Allen read about a new computer called the Altair 8800. It was one of the first personal computers available for ordinary people. Most saw it as just a hobbyist's toy. But Gates and Allen saw something bigger, an opportunity to bring computers into every home and every office. They worked day and night to write a version of the basic programming language for the Altair. When they demonstrated it successfully, it was a breakthrough. The two friends realized that this was their moment. That year, Bill Gates made a life-changing decision. He left Harvard to start a company with Paul Allen. Many people thought it was a huge mistake, leaving one of the best universities in the world for a risky idea. It sounded foolish, but Gates believed in the future of personal computers, and with that belief, Microsoft was born. Challenges and problem solving. The early days of Microsoft were not easy. They had no guarantee of success. They worked long hours, sometimes sleeping in the office. They faced competition from other software companies, financial struggles, and the pressure of convincing people that personal computers were not just toys, but powerful tools. But Gates had a key strength: problem solving. Just as his reading habit had trained his mind to think clearly, he now used that skill to face challenges. He analyzed problems, broke them into smaller pieces, and searched for creative solutions. This is another important lesson for English learners. Improving your fluency is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about solving them step by step. When you struggle with new vocabulary or grammar, think like Gates. Break it down, practice it, and keep moving forward. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. By the end of the 1970s, Microsoft had begun to grow. It was still a small company, but the vision was clear: a computer on every desk and in every home, running Microsoft software. Bill Gates's journey shows us that success requires not just knowledge, but also courage. The courage to take risks, face challenges, and believe in your vision. This was part 2. The birth of Microsoft: challenges, risks, and problem solving. In part 3, we will explore how Bill Gates built lifelong habits of learning, reading, and discipline, habits that kept him ahead of the world and can also guide you in mastering English. Lifelong learning and habits. In part 2, we learned how Bill Gates and Paul Allen took a bold step, leaving behind comfort and security to create Microsoft. Their vision and hard work turned a risky idea into a growing company. But here's something important. Success didn't make Bill Gates stop learning. In fact, the more successful he became, the more committed he was to building strong habits of growth. And this is where the real secret lies, not just in starting something great, but in continuing to learn, improve, and discipline yourself every single day. The reading habit never stopped. Even after Microsoft became one of the most influential companies in the world, Gates never abandoned the habit that shaped his youth: reading. He has often said that he reads around 50 books every year. That's almost 1 book per week. But Gates doesn't just read casually. He reads with focus. He takes notes, he asks questions, and he looks for ideas he can apply in real life. For him, reading is not entertainment. It is a way to upgrade his mind. This is a powerful lesson for English learners. If the founder of Microsoft, one of the busiest men in the world, can dedicate time to reading every single day, then we can also make time to read, even just a few pages, in English. Each page strengthens your vocabulary, improves your comprehension, and connects you with new ideas. The Think Weeks. One of Gates's most famous habits is something he calls Think Week. Twice a year, he isolates himself in a cabin, away from all distractions. He takes a large stack of books, research papers, and notes, and spends the entire week reading, thinking, and writing down new ideas. During these Think Weeks, Gates often discovers insights that later guide Microsoft's strategy. Many of the company's biggest innovations were born during these quiet moments of focused learning. Now imagine applying this to English learning. What if you gave yourself even one Think Day each month? A day where you turn off distractions, read stories in English, listen to podcasts, and write down your thoughts. That day could push your fluency forward faster than weeks of unfocused practice. Discipline and daily routine. Another key to Gates's success is discipline. He doesn't just rely on motivation or inspiration. He builds routines that keep him moving forward, even when things get difficult. Language learners can learn from this too. Fluency doesn't come from random bursts of study. It comes from building a daily routine, even if it's just 1 hour a day. Discipline turns learning into a habit, and habits shape your destiny. For example, Gates has a strict schedule. He organizes his time carefully, balancing reading, meetings, exercise, and family. This structure allows him to achieve more in 1 day than many people achieve in a week. Language learners can learn from this too. Fluency doesn't come from random bursts of study. It comes from building a daily routine, even if it's just 1 hour a day. Discipline turns learning into a habit, and habits shape your destiny. Curiosity. Gates is also known for his curiosity. He constantly asks questions. Why does this work like that? What can we do differently? How can this problem be solved? This mindset of curiosity is powerful for English learners as well. Instead of being afraid of mistakes, ask questions. Why is this word used here? What does this expression mean? How do native speakers say this naturally? Each question brings you closer to fluency. Connection to the mind. Scientists say that reading and learning strengthen the brain just like exercise strengthens the body. Gates's lifelong learning habits kept his mind sharp, creative, and focused. When you practice English through stories, reading, and listening, you are not just learning a language, you are training your brain to think in new ways. Over time, you'll notice improvements not only in your English, but also in your memory, creativity, and problem-solving. Bill Gates teaches us that success is not a destination. It is a journey of lifelong learning. His habits of reading, discipline, curiosity, and reflection kept him growing even after reaching the top. And for you, the same is true. Fluency in English is not reached in 1 day, 1 week, or even 1 year. It is built slowly, through daily habits of learning and curiosity. This was Part 3, Lifelong Learning and Habits. In Part 4, we will explore the most important lessons we can learn from Bill Gates's journey. Lessons not only about success in life, but also about how to master English with confidence and purpose. In Part 3, we saw how Bill Gates built lifelong habits of learning, reading, and discipline. These habits allowed him to stay sharp, curious, and innovative even after achieving enormous success. But the story doesn't end there. The real value of Bill Gates's journey is not only in what he achieved, but in what we can learn from his life. So in this final part, let's bring everything together. The lessons of reading, discipline, curiosity, and courage, and see how they can guide you in mastering English and shaping your own future. The power of daily habits. Bill Gates reminds us that greatness is built on small, consistent habits. He didn't read 50 books in 1 day. He read a few pages daily, consistently, for years. The same is true for English fluency. You don't need to study for 8 hours at once. All you need is 1 focused hour every day. 1 hour of listening to stories, reading articles, or practicing speaking may seem small, but over weeks, months, and years, that single habit will transform your fluency. Just as Gates's daily reading built a foundation of knowledge, your daily practice will build a foundation of English. Curiosity over memorization. Gates never read books just to memorize facts. He read to understand, to ask questions, and to connect ideas. This is how he built the ability to solve problems and create new solutions. For English learners, this means don't study just to pass a test. Be curious. Ask, what does this phrase really mean? How do native speakers use it in real life? Why does this grammar rule work this way? Curiosity turns learning into discovery, and discovery makes it enjoyable. Courage to take risks. Leaving Harvard to start Microsoft was one of the biggest risks Gates ever took. Everyone told him it was a mistake. But he believed in his vision, and that risk turned into one of the greatest success stories of all time. In English learning, you will also face risks, speaking in front of others, making mistakes, or trying new words. Don't be afraid of these risks. Every mistake is proof that you are learning. Every attempt pushes you forward. If Gates had been afraid of failure, Microsoft would not exist. And if you are afraid of mistakes, fluency will remain out of reach. Lifelong learning. Even after becoming one of the richest men in the world, Gates never stopped learning. He continues to read, study, and explore new ideas every single day. Success didn't make him relax. It made him more curious. In the same way, don't stop learning English just because you reach a certain level. Fluency is not the end. It is the beginning of new opportunities. Reading books, making international friends, watching films, traveling, and even working globally. Keep feeding your mind, and English will remain a lifelong companion. Discipline and focus. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. Gates structured his days carefully and gave time to what truly mattered. For English learners, discipline means creating a routine and sticking to it. It means avoiding distractions during your study hour and focusing fully on the task. Remember, motivation may fade, but discipline will carry you forward. Bringing it all together. So what can we take from Bill Gates's story? Read daily, even a few pages in English. Listen daily, even a few minutes of stories or podcasts. Ask questions, stay curious, and learn deeply. Be brave. Don't fear mistakes. They are part of growth. Stay disciplined and consistent with your practice. These are not just lessons for business success. These are lessons for life and for language mastery. And now, we come to the end of this story series. We began with Bill Gates's love for reading in his early life, followed him through the creation of Microsoft, explored his lifelong learning habits, and finally uncovered the lessons we can apply in our own journey. At English Corner, our mission is simple: to help you improve your English naturally, through stories, ideas, and lessons that inspire you. Because language is not just about words, it's about the way we think, the way we live, and the way we connect with the world. So if you found this story inspiring, remember, your future fluency begins with just 1 hour a day. Start today, stay consistent, and believe in your journey. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to English Corner, where we bring you more inspiring stories, daily lessons, and powerful ideas to help you grow not only in English, but also in life. Thank you for being here. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing, because just like Bill Gates, you have the power to shape your future. Thanks for watching.